What's happening, party people? Listen, I want to first off start saying sorry for the lack of content. I had a huge computer malfunction this weekend. It was a disaster. You know, the guy who does a lot of video and audio stuff, there's nothing, obviously, first world problems, as they say, but like, it is my work. So like when my computer just starts blipping out, and especially it's a computer I've had for 3 months, it was a pain in the ass weekend. Thankfully, I should be fully back up and running. They told me I should have it back by Thursday. Was able to get my hands on something else to put stuff out. It's not as good, but it makes do. It makes do, everybody. So thank you all for your patience with that. So news comes out on a Monday. We got a big matchup, Heat and Sixers, coming up tonight. Jimmy Bucket's expected to play. I think James Harden's going to play. We'll see if he has the guts to play. And very much looking forward to it. It should be a fun week for your Miami Heat, where you got the Sixers tonight. Obviously, the Warriors game takes a little bit of a blow because Steph Curry's injury. Knicks, always fun to kick the Knicks' ass. Like, that never gets old. It's one of my favorite pastimes. And then you have the Nets coming in on Saturday. Also should be a huge one because it's from Florida. You imagine Kyrie, Kevin Durant, they should play. So that should be a fun week ahead for your Heaters as the season is winding on down. There's not many games left. Your Heat sit atop the East. And it's interesting. It's rumor mill time, because a lot of teams aren't in the same spot as you are. So you're starting to get a lot of things that are trickling out there as far as what may happen in the summer, where somebody may go, things like that. And one of those rumors that came out today was from Shams, who reported that the Miami Heat are seen as a legitimate suitor for Bradley Beal should he elect to seek a new home. Now, look, I'm a new me, all right? People may say this. I know my guy Leroy, he'll be like, you're not a new you. You're always who you are. So I know an old me would have seen this report. And, you probably even seen on my Twitter behavior. I would have been sharpening the harpoons, orca memes, all of this type of stuff. Like, that is the way I would be old me. But this is a new me. This is a new Tobes, Yeah, I'm still Goosey's galore. I'm boots on the ground, and I love the silly sauce. Don't get me wrong. And if an orca is there that needs harpoon sharpening, don't get me wrong, I'm there. We're talking Spider Mitchell, somebody like that who comes along, Luka Doncic in a few years when he inevitably wants to leave that bum-ass Mark Cuban. We can talk about sharpening the harpoons all we want, but I got a couple of things here on Bradley Beal. I've definitely been on the Bradley Beal bandwagon in the past. I have really wanted the Heat to get Bradley Beal. This is seemingly a courtship that has gone almost the way of a Victor Oladipo in a lot of ways. Like, Victor Oladipo and the Heat feels like it's been a dance that's been going on forever. His mentorship from Dwyane Wade, his time that he spends down here in Miami, his friendship with some of the players on the team, reportedly telling some of the players, come get me. So, that Victor Oladipo tie has been there for a very, very long time. Somebody like a Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, it seemed when the first rumors came out, it made a lot of sense. It's one of those things where, he's got tie to Dwyane Wade, all that type of stuff. Bradley Beal, Dwyane Wade olive branch. Dwyane Wade gives him the jersey. By the way, if you're seeing a theme here, thank our stars for Dwyane Wade. Can we not? Like, everybody, listen, I love The Godfather, and a happy belated birthday to Pat Riley. Turned 77 years old today. Mwah. We're nothing here without that handsome devil, Pat Riley. However, the best thing that Pat Riley ever did was draft Dwyane Wade, and you have seen that this is an olive branch that he has kind of put out to everybody because, it's about, as D. Wade famously tweeted out, relationships are important, people. And Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, just to name a few. The guy's done pretty good by the Miami Heat as far as getting his friends to come here. So Bradley Beal's been one that's definitely been out there for a while. And also one of the big moments was, I think this was 2 seasons ago because it was still in the locker room, so there was no pandemic. But remember where they played the Wizards and Bam, this is crazy. I still haven't seen anybody do this. Bam Adebayo wore a Bradley Beal jersey backwards during his post-game interview. I've never seen that before. I've seen people exchange. Listen, I've seen people exchange jerseys. I've seen the bromance hugs. I've seen the secret talk. All the little, that's tea leaves, dude. I mean, I am like letting the leaves spread over the tea. That's tea leaves, dude. I'm looking at it, right? But I've never seen anybody wear a jersey, another player's jersey, who was in rumors, and wear it backwards during a post-game interview. I mean, like, one, it's like Bam is just effing with people, and two, it was just hilarious because it was like you had all these Wizards fans freaking out. I'm just, look at this. This is what it is. Now, to get to this report, it says basically that the idea is that Bradley Beal's going to stay in Washington. Like, he's going to stay and sign his deal. But it says, however, the Heat are seen as a legitimate suitor for Beal should he elect to seek a new home. The Heat have a veteran championship core of Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, PJ Tucker, as well as talented young players in Tyler Herro, Max Strus, and Caleb Martin. Miami would need to complete a sign and trade to acquire Beal. Overall, teams will continue to keep an eye on the Heat as a legitimate threat to add talent for years to come. So, this isn't a knock on Bradley Beal, because, again, I still do think he's a fantastic player. Now, he's had a down year by his standards, as far as efficiency. The scoring's down a little bit. I mean, he was, damn near leading the league in scoring for a couple of years there. But I just think that I look at this Bradley Beal thing, and it's a couple, all right? One, I don't think he's going anywhere. This is what I think. Like, Bradley Beal is an ultimate wants-to-be-wanted guy. All right, I really think that Bradley Beal digs the idea of being pursued by everybody. I think he likes when people are out there photoshopping him in Heat jerseys, photoshopping him in Lakers or Celtics jerseys. There's always been a big, the big team everybody's always thought it was going to be is Celtics and Bradley Beal because of the friendship between Tatum and Beal. But the Celtics are kind of in a similar situation that the Heat would be, and that is like, I don't know if I would trade my best young player for Bradley Beal anymore. I don't know if I would. Especially for the Heat. You look at a guy like Bradley Beal, who is obviously, not to do it, but he's a wizard scoring the basketball. He's fantastic, and the type of talent that he has offensively. But, for Bradley, it's getting to the point where it's like, you look at the guy, and it's like, he's going to be 29. And this is an older team. Definitely, listen, the Heat right now are an older team. They brought in Kyle Lowry, brought in PJ Tucker. These are supposed to be the guys that are like trending and be with Jimmy, and you're showing Jimmy that you're win now. But also, as the article says, is a young core, has a bunch of young players. But the thing is that I think has been flipped on its head, that maybe people thought was going to happen, maybe people didn't, is that Tyler Herro is no longer just the nice young player. Tyler Herro's part of the Heat's core. That's it. It's over, people. I hate to tell you, but it's like, unless you're talking about like you're legitimately trading for an MVP candidate, I don't know who you're trading Tyler Herro for right now. I certainly don't think Bradley Beal is in that category anymore. And that maybe people are think that's crazy to me, but for me to say, but Tyler Herro averaging 25 points on 52% shooting. He's shooting 47% from three since the All-Star break. The leaps that this guy said he was going to make and has made have been absolutely fantastic. Could you make the money? Certainly you could make the money. I mean, I don't think like you're doing that deal without like signing and trading, Kyle Lowry, because the guy's going to get a huge deal, over $200 million from the Wizards in the offseason. Would want to do a sign and trade, as the article says, which makes that super difficult. But obviously you're not making that. The Wizards are not touching that deal unless Tyler Herro is coming back, unless you're trading Bam, which I don't think you should do. So you're not making that deal unless you're trading Tyler. And it also doesn't even make sense. Like, why are you going to have a Bradley Beal on your team and have Tyler Herro? Like, eventually Tyler Herro's already not starting, even though he's playing starters minutes. Like, when does Tyler Herro get the basketball with his talents? So to me, look, he's a guy I've been wanting for a long time on the Miami Heat, for sure. But I don't think it's serious. I think that this is anytime Bradley Beal rumors are coming out, like I don't know when the switch happened, but I think it was probably when he stuck around after the last line went this and he signed his extension. I'm just like, all right, guys, they're just never going to go. And he's talked about this in the past before, where it's like, do I go somewhere, or do I go somewhere and chase rings, or do I stay in the Wizards and build a legacy here and have all the say and have the power? I think Bradley Beal's very much a guy that digs being the guy on his own team, even though his team has done really squadouche in a very, very long time. Like, they got off to a really, really hot start this year. Signed Spencer Dinwiddie. Kyle Kuzma's looked very, very improved, but he's gotten hurt. Also, that's another big another big concern is that now the guy's coming off of injuries as well. He'd already have Jimmy Butler, who's maxed out, who can't really stay healthy this year. Kyle Lowry's getting up there, even if he's there or not part of the, I don't know, but I'm just, if Victor Oladipo here is dealing with injuries, like, you're bringing in another guy who is now having durability questions after a guy who's been mostly durable for the big part of his career. And I also, like, from what I've seen with Tyler Herro this year and seeing what he's done, and Bradley Beal's one of the guys, there was this piece in the Miami Herald by Wes Goldberg just talking about one of the guys that he studied. Bradley Beal's one of the guys that he studied. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know about other Heat fans if you're still not sold on the kid, and perhaps playoffs are gonna swing our opinion on this because maybe he gets swallowed up, but I don't think that he will because he's always been a person who's risen to the moments. But I'm just not into making this trade. I don't think that it's I don't even think it's like when I see these out there, I'm almost like, ugh. I hope this doesn't become a thing because, as great as Tyler Herro has done at blocking out the noise this year, I hope that he doesn't have to even go crazier for people to even be like, oh, well, I'm not touching Tyler. Like, Tyler Herro should very much be considered for that max extension that he's going to get in the offseason. People are going to say, oh, can you do this for a guy who doesn't even start? And it's like, if your head is so dense around that, like, go ahead and, first of all, do you think most of the league could go around there and tell you what the Heat starting five has been? Because I would say probably not, seeing as it's barely played together all year. My second point would be, the guy closes every single game and is there for every big fourth quarter. Like, you tell me what's more important when you get out to these 17-point leads that the Heat typically blow, or when Tyler Herro is usually saving your ass in the fourth quarter. You tell me what's more important. But yeah, like, listen, it's a new me. I don't know what to tell you. Like, normally I would be sitting here, I would be putting out my Bradley Beal Photoshop. I would be telling you what I want, which is go get Bradley Beal. But I just don't see it as being one, likely, because I don't think that he's going to go anywhere. I think that these are just, let's do another Bradley Beal trade rumor thing. I think the Celtics will probably go through it too because of the team. But like, I don't know if I would do it with them and Jaylen Brown. I don't think I would make that move. It's like you look at Bradley Beal and you're like, yeah, Bradley Beal's a really, really nice player. Obviously, would be a huge addition. Like, if they had the rumors, like if Bradley Beal somehow the Sixers were able to get Bradley Beal with that bum James Harden and Joel Embiid, obviously they would probably be the title favorites, or maybe 1, 2, or 3 in the league. But they're going to do that, and basically, yeah, maybe they'll have to give up Maxey, and they'll have to, use the Tobias Harris contract or whatever to make that happen. So maybe you're scared about something like that. But the bigger piece for me is this, like, Maxey, I don't think you can consider part of the Sixers core yet. I don't think you can. I think you consider one of their best players for sure. But Tyler Herro is the best scorer on the Heat's team, bar none. And I think is showing himself to be so improved. And this is the other, he's 22 years old. 22. That's crazy. Like, you can't undervalue that this kid is 22 years old, and Bradley Beal's going to be 29, and there is going to be life after Jimmy Butler. Like, Jimmy and Kyle, this has been nice that they've been paired together. But you can't say that there haven't been concerns of, the durability thing from Jimmy, which I was for giving Jimmy the contract for a couple of reasons. One, he was the Orca who said yes after a lot of no's for a while. And two, he got to the finals. Like, I think that's I mean, like, it has to be counted and appreciated for something. He is Jim VP still to me. But the Heat also got to think to themselves, like, what does the next wave look like? And I think for this year, we've seen very much that Bam and Tyler Herro have absolutely been the look into the future, that the future is here. And you've seen them with Jimmy out be the reason they go and win games, to be the reason that they go and get things done. I think that, for Tyler, the steps and the confidence and the comfortability and the improvements in his facilitating and taking care of the basketball and the rebounding and the strength and the ability to get to the rim and the free throw rate and all that stuff. That's all of the things you wanted. Everything you've wanted to see from Tyler Herro this year, he's given you and more. Plus, still dressing awesome. Still Scotty dripping. And for Bradley Beal, it's like, we're going to really do the song and dance again with Bradley Beal where it's like, oh, well, should you give up Tyler Herro for Bradley Beal? And he's like, he's not going to go, first of all. He's going to take a bunch of tweets where I'm going to tell you how this goes exactly. All right, so the season's going to come to an end. Heat are going to be the world champions. Then Bradley Beal is going to get froggy in the summer, and he is going to be liking a bunch of photoshops of himself in Heat jerseys, and Mrs. Beal will likely like tweets about being in Miami and that the Wizards should appreciate him and all that stuff. And people are going to get all crazy. Oh, he wants to go to Miami. Oh, my God. I bet you he does it with the Celtics fans, too. Oh, Celtics jersey. Oh, Tatum, the St. Louis connection. He wants to be wanted. Dude loves the online flirt more than anybody I've ever seen in the NBA, but ultimately has decided he likes being the man in Washington and likes his dough. So, and I think it's going to be, honestly, what I would ask if I'm the Washington Wizards is like, how much more do we go and do the Bradley Beal thing? Because we already did this once with John Wall, where we gave John Wall an insane contract and, ended up having to trade for Russell Westbrook and then had, to do all this crazy stuff to make it happen. You're like, thankfully the Lakers got so desperate, you're able to fleece them to get out of that Westbrook contract. But it's like, you're going to do that again with Bradley? Now, it doesn't have an Achilles injury. So, it's not like his career's on the line as being the same guy, but, you're starting to see him get banged up now. Like, how do they not have PTSD when it comes to this type of stuff? It's, I just thought it was interesting. Like, I know people are going to ask about it. I know I'm going to address it on the, on the radio show, but I wanted to just get it out there. It's like where I stand with the Bradley Beal thing, which is 1, don't buy it. He's going to stay with the Wizards. He likes being flirted with. 2, I'm not trading Tyler Herro for him. I'm out. Tyler Herro for Bradley Beal, kick rocks. A better fart noise. Kick rocks. So, no whale sounds, fart sounds. That's how we're at right now, all right?